There's a war raging inside you every single day. It's not on a battlefield. It's not against your boss, your family, or the world. It's against something much closer, much more dangerous. It's the voice in your head that says, you're not enough. It's the feeling that whispers, you'll never change. It's the fear that creeps in when you try to rise, telling you, you'll just fail again. And unless you decide to stand up and fight that voice, that part of yourself that wants you weak, tired, and average, you'll lose everything. Not just your dreams, not just your confidence. You'll lose yourself. You'll wake up one day not recognizing the person you've become. Comfortable, complacent, quiet. The fire in your soul, gone. The hunger in your eyes, extinguished. That's what happens when you lose the war within. But here's the truth. You weren't born to surrender. You weren't created to just survive. You were built to dominate your fears, to crush excuses, to break patterns, and to rise above your old self. This isn't about becoming better than someone else. It's about becoming better than who you were yesterday. And make no mistake, this is not a one-time battle. This is war, daily, relentless, internal. There will be mornings you don't want to get out of bed, days you'll want to quit, moments you'll doubt everything. That's when the war is loudest. That's when you either pick up your weapons, discipline, courage, focus, or you wave the white flag. But the choice will always be yours. Win the war within or lose everything. Because if you lose to laziness, procrastination, self-doubt, you lose the life you could have lived. You lose the person you could have become. You lose your purpose. No amount of talent, luck, or opportunity can save someone who keeps losing to themselves. But if you win, you gain clarity, power, pride. You walk into every room with unshakable confidence. You take control of your life, your time, your energy. You stop reacting and start creating. This video isn't here to entertain you. It's here to shake you awake, to remind you that the real enemy was never outside. It was always inside. But the good news, you're also the hero. And the moment you take that truth seriously, you stop being a victim and start becoming a warrior. So, are you ready? Because the war within you is waiting. And the cost of losing is everything. The enemy is inside you. There's a war raging, and it's not out there in the world. It's not between countries or people or competitors. It's inside you, right now. The war within. And until you face it, acknowledge it and fight it. Everything you do out there will be a losing battle. Because the toughest enemy you'll ever face is you. The voice that says, you can't. The feeling that whispers, you're not enough. The habits that keep you stuck. The fear that stops you from taking the first step. That's your enemy. And it doesn't show up wearing armor or weapons. It shows up wearing your face, speaking with your voice, hiding inside your comfort zone. Every time you hit snooze instead of waking up. Every time you make an excuse instead of showing up. Every time you doubt your abilities. That's the war. That's the fight. And most people are losing. Not because they're weak, not because they don't have potential, but because they've surrendered to the enemy within, silently, gradually, without even realizing it. But here's the truth. You were not born to live at war with yourself. You were born to win it. You were born to conquer your doubts, to master your emotions, to break through your limitations and become someone greater. But that won't happen by accident. It won't happen through wishing or waiting. It only happens when you step into the arena and fight. Fighting the war within means confronting your weaknesses with honesty. It means taking responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, your patterns. No more blaming the world. No more pointing fingers. The power is in your hands, but so is the responsibility. You see, the mind is a battlefield, and every thought you entertain, every belief you feed, becomes either your weapon or your downfall. If you fuel it with fear, it will control you. If you feed it with truth and discipline, it will serve you. You have the power to command your mind, but only if you take that role seriously. This isn't a one-time fight. It's daily. It's hourly. It's a moment-by-moment decision to stay awake, stay aware, and stay intentional. The moment you slip into autopilot, the enemy gets stronger. But the more you take charge, the more you silence the inner critic, the more you rise. Win this war, and you can win in life. Lose this war, and nothing else you gain will satisfy you. Because even if you conquer the world, if you haven't conquered yourself, it will never be enough. This is your call to arms. The war is real. The battle is now. And the fight begins within you. Discipline is your greatest weapon. Now that you know the enemy lives inside, here's the truth most people run from. Your greatest weapon in this war is discipline. Not motivation, not inspiration, discipline. Because motivation fades. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline shows up when you don't want to. Discipline does what needs to be done, especially when it's hard. Most people wait for motivation. They wait to feel ready. But champions, warriors, those who win the war within, they don't wait. They act, they move, they rise whether they feel like it or not. That's the difference. That's what builds unshakable strength. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's power. It's control. It's freedom. You don't become disciplined overnight. You build it brick by brick, through choices, habits, and repetition. Every time you wake up early, train your body, focus your mind, say no to distractions, say yes to progress. You're winning the war. You're gaining ground. You're reclaiming power from the enemy that once ruled you. Think of your discipline like armor. The stronger it gets, the less life can penetrate you. Chaos outside? Discipline keeps you steady. Emotions rise. Discipline holds you down. Fear knocks. Discipline opens the door, stares it in the face and says, not today. Without discipline, talent is wasted, potential rots, dreams remain dreams. But with it, you become dangerous, you become focused, you become a person who doesn't need the world's approval because you already own your mind. But let's be honest, discipline is hard, it's uncomfortable. It means saying no to things that feel good now for the sake of what will feel great later. It means choosing growth over comfort. That's why most people don't have it. They dabble, they try, they quit. But you're here to build it, to become someone most won't. Every act of discipline chips away at the old you, the weak you, the undisciplined, distracted version, and every act builds a stronger, sharper, more resilient version of yourself. You can feel it, can't you? That tension between who you are and who you could be. That pressure isn't there to crush you, it's there to forge you. And here's the secret. Once discipline becomes who you are, it's no longer a battle. It becomes natural. Waking up early, working hard, staying focused. It's just what you do. Because you've turned discipline from an action into an identity. Don't wait for the world to make you tougher. Make yourself tougher. The world won't hand you discipline. It won't force you to grow. That's on you. And when you make that choice, consistently, relentlessly, you start winning battles most never even dare to fight. So pick up your weapon. Discipline is in your hands. Use it. Master it. Live it. Because when you wield discipline like a sword, nothing, not even the enemy within, can stop you. The cost of avoidance. The war within doesn't always look like rage, depression, or anxiety. Sometimes it looks like silence. It looks like scrolling endlessly on your phone, pretending you're too busy to feel. It looks like watching your dreams rust while you lie to yourself that now is not the time. Avoidance is a slow death. It whispers comfort, promises safety, and then robs you of your soul one day at a time. You're not avoiding pain. You're inviting destruction. Let's be real, you've felt it. That tightness in your chest when you know you should act, but you freeze. That flicker of ambition that dies the moment you decide to wait until tomorrow. But every tomorrow costs you today. Every time you dodge discomfort, you lose a battle. And enough lost battles become a lost life. The truth, growth begins where comfort ends. Avoidance is not rest, it's retreat. And too much retreat makes you a prisoner of your own life. People think the biggest enemy is fear, but often it's delay. Delay looks harmless. I'll start next week. I need more time. But time doesn't wait. And if you don't fight back, you'll lose the very things that make you alive. Your passion, your grit, your reason to wake up and chase more. The cost of avoidance is not just unfulfilled goals. It's unfulfilled potential. It's the haunting ache of knowing you were capable, but you never showed up. But here's the power you have. The moment you stop avoiding, you start becoming. You don't need perfect clarity. You need courage. One honest conversation with yourself. One brave decision to stop hiding. One moment where you say, enough. That's the turning point. That's where avoidance ends and ownership begins. Because this war within you, it doesn't require a grand battle. It demands a decision, a quiet, firm, non-negotiable choice to stop running from yourself. Choose discomfort now or live in regret forever. Either way, you're paying a price. Make sure it's for the life you want, not the one you settled for. The enemy of excuses. Excuses don't sound like enemies, they sound like logic, they sound like protection. I'm tired, it's not the right time. Maybe I'm not meant for this. But don't be fooled. Excuses are the smooth talking voices of surrender. They dress themselves in reason, but underneath they are fear in disguise. They are the armor of the mind that refuses to change. And the more you listen to them, the more you lose the fight within. Excuses will rob you gently. They won't scream. They'll whisper. They'll convince you that you're doing your best, even when you're not. They'll pat you on the back for quitting early, They'll offer you comfort while they burn down your future behind your back. You think you're safe because you're not moving. But stillness is just slow defeat. And worst of all, excuses multiply. One becomes two, two becomes a habit, and soon quitting becomes your second nature. You don't even realize it. The war is being lost silently because the soldier stopped questioning the orders of his fear. Here's the truth. Excuses don't protect you. They prevent you. They stop you from becoming what you were designed to be. They silence the hunger that once made you dream. They wrap you in softness while stealing your strength. But once you recognize them for what they are, chains, you can choose to break them. You are not here to survive behind walls of justification. You are here to break through. Excuses only live where there is doubt. But you are proof that courage still exists. Because every day you wake up, you get another chance to call out the lie and say, not today. Excuses fade when commitment is real. When your purpose is stronger than your pain, there is no room left for excuses. And the moment you take back your power, they lose theirs. You don't defeat excuses with better plans, you defeat them with action. Brutal, imperfect, relentless action. That's how the war is won. Don't give your energy to reasons why you can't. Feed the fire that says you must. Excuses only win when you stop fighting. So fight. Again. Harder. Louder. Smarter. Until every excuse that ever held you down drowns in the sound of your footsteps moving forward. Rebuild the warrior. One habit at a time. The war within is not won in a single battle. It's won in the small, consistent decisions you make every single day. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You need to commit to one thing, then do it again tomorrow. That's how warriors are built. Not by one grand act of courage, but by steady discipline when no one's watching. You rebuild yourself one habit at a time. Get up when the alarm rings. Not 5 minutes later, not just today, but now. You command your body, and your body learns to listen. Make your bed, not because it's important, but because it reminds you that you control chaos. Read for 10 minutes, because feeding your mind is how you silence the voices of doubt. Move your body, not to impress others, but to prove to yourself that you are not fragile, that you are rising, that you are sharpening. Every habit you form is a soldier on your side of the battlefield. Every moment you choose discipline over comfort, you're shifting the tide of the war. You're showing your inner enemy that you're not who you used to be. You're stronger now, more focused, more dangerous to anything that tries to pull you backward. The world won't see these changes right away. That's fine. Let them doubt, let them question, let your silence become your strategy. While others are busy talking about success, you'll be living it, piece by piece, habit by habit, because success isn't built in a moment. It's constructed brick by brick in the dark. There's power in small wins. They may not feel heroic, but they're the reason heroes are born. Every disciplined action is a declaration that the old you is gone. And every time you repeat it, you solidify the new you. The one who won't quit, the one who rises early, the one who finishes what they start. Don't underestimate the power of a consistent habit. It's not just a routine. It's rebellion. It's resistance against laziness, against weakness, against every internal excuse that ever told you to slow down. You rebuild the warrior when you replace feelings with commitment. When you stop negotiating with your lesser self. When you stop waiting for motivation and start moving without it. This is your time. Start small, start slow, start scared. But start. Because the moment you act, the war begins to turn. And with every habit you master, you sharpen the blade that will one day cut through every obstacle in your way. Make pain your teacher, not your master. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Everyone faces pain, emotional, physical, mental. But the ones who win the war within are those who stop running from it. Instead of avoiding pain, they listen to it, they study it, they let it teach them. Because pain has one job, to wake you up. And if you learn to face it head on, it becomes your greatest ally. You see, most people try to silence pain with distractions. They numb it with food, with scrolling, with excuses. But warriors, they lean into the discomfort. They ask, what is this pain trying to show me? What truth have I been avoiding? That's how you transform it. Not by pretending it's not there, but by listening to what it's trying to teach you. Sometimes pain reveals your weaknesses. Good. Now you know where to train. Sometimes it exposes your laziness. Perfect. That's your next battlefield. Pain points to the exact spot where you need to grow. If you run from pain, you stay stuck. If you hide from it, it controls you. But if you face it, you rise above it. You strip it of its power. You turn it from master to mentor. Ask any great achiever, any fighter, any legend. They've all been through hell. But what separated them wasn't just talent. It was their relationship with pain. While others said, this hurts, I'm done. They said, this hurts, but I'm not finished. Because pain is not the end. It's the beginning of change. When your body aches, you're building strength. When your heart breaks, you're building resilience. When your plans fail, you're learning how to adjust and come back stronger. That's what pain does. It breaks what's weak, so the strong can emerge. Let pain refine you. Let it focus you. Let it fuel your fight. You're not meant to be fragile. You're not here to tiptoe through life avoiding anything that might hurt. You're here to stand in the fire and come out forged. Every time you get up after falling, pain loses power. Every time you push through discomfort, your discipline grows. Every time you turn pain into action, you silence the voice inside that tells you to give up. So don't curse the pain. Respect it. Learn from it. Thank it. And then get up and keep going. Because the more pain tries to stop you, the louder your purpose should become. In this war within, pain is not your punishment. It's your proof. Proof that you're in the fight. Proof that you're still alive. Proof that you haven't given up. And if you haven't given up, you haven't lost. You owe it to yourself to finish strong. You didn't come this far to quit. Not after everything you fought through. Not after all the nights you cried but still showed up. Not after the people who doubted you. The moments you doubted yourself and the obstacles that tried to crush you. No, you owe it to yourself to finish this race. And not just finish it, but finish it strong. This isn't about anyone else now. Not your past, not your critics, not the people who walked away or the ones who never believed in you. This is about you, the version of you who refused to stay broken, the one who kept standing up every time life shoved you to your knees, the one who didn't have the answers, didn't feel ready, but still kept going. You've already paid the price in pain, so now it's time to collect the reward in strength. Because here's the truth. How you finish matters more than how you started. You may have started scared, uncertain, or even broken, but that doesn't have to be your ending. Your ending can be strong, focused, powerful, victorious. There's no greatness in easy roads. There's no pride in quitting halfway. The people who make history, the ones we admire, the ones who inspire, they felt just like you do now. Tired, beaten, alone, but they kept going. They chose to finish what they started, and that one decision changed everything. Every single day you have a choice. Give in to the pain or push through and rise. And when you push through, even when it hurts, you become something unstoppable. You silence every voice that told you it wasn't possible. You prove to yourself that you're stronger than your excuses, greater than your past, and braver than your fears. Don't let the weight of yesterday make you forget your power today. You didn't come this far to surrender now. You didn't suffer just to let it all go. This chapter is the climax of your story. It's where everything shifts. It's where the broken pieces become the masterpiece. So what do you do now? You dig deep, you fight harder, you focus like never before, because this is it. This is your moment. One final push, one more level of discipline, one more refusal to give up. Finish what you started. Rise with everything inside you. And when you cross that line, when you look back and realize you never gave up, you'll feel something no one can take from you. Pride. Not pride in perfection, but pride in perseverance. Pride in knowing you didn't let the pain stop you. You didn't quit when it was hard. You finished strong. That's your legacy. That's your truth, and that is your power. If you've listened this far, it means something inside you refuses to give up. You didn't come looking for comfort. You came looking for a push, and now you have it, not from me, but from within yourself, because deep down you already knew what had to be done. You just needed a voice to remind you that the fire is still burning, that your purpose still matters. Let's get this straight. You're not chasing success for applause. You're not grinding for likes or recognition. You're doing this because you owe it to the person in the mirror. You're doing this because you refuse to live a life full of what-ifs and could-haves. You're doing this because you've tasted disappointment. You've been humbled by failure, and still, you're here, standing, listening, ready. Every excuse you've ever told yourself, every time you said maybe tomorrow or I'm not ready, it all ends here. Because there is no tomorrow guaranteed. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. And if you don't act now, you'll look back years from today filled with regret. Not because of what you tried and failed, but because of what you never had the courage to start. That's the truth that hurts the most. The dreams that died inside people who were capable but afraid. But not you, not anymore. This journey you're on, it's going to break you before it builds you. It's going to test every part of your character. It'll ask for sacrifice, focus, and a level of self-discipline that most people will never understand. And that's exactly why most people don't make it. But you're not most people. You're not going to be the one still talking about dreams at 60 that you never chased at 30. You're not going to be the one envying others who did the work while you sat on the sidelines waiting for life to feel easy. No. You're going to be the one who decided, who committed and executed. You're going to be the one who can say, I gave it everything I had. The world may never fully understand your grind. That's okay. It wasn't made for them. It was made for you. Because this life, this opportunity, this one chance you've been given demands more than average. It demands fire, discipline, purpose, and that's exactly what you're stepping into. So go now. Go with everything you've got. No backup plan, no safety net. Burn the excuses, burn the doubt, and walk forward with clarity in your mind and power in your heart. Let the world watch. Let them doubt you. Let them underestimate you. Because one day, when the results are undeniable, they'll ask how you did it. And you'll say, I stopped waiting, I stopped making excuses, I started working, and I never looked back. There is no later, only regret or results. Choose results. Choose your power. Choose to finish what you started.